The leaked call between Diddy and his son Christian Combs played a key role in Mark Agnifilo deciding to withdraw from pursuing Diddy's bail hearing. While the full details of the call aren't clear, it's believed to involve attempts to influence or intimidate witnesses. This has seriously hurt Diddy's chances of getting bail, as the new evidence suggests he may have broken legal rules.
Prosecutors say not only is Sean Combs not entitled to bail, but essentially he shouldn't even get a hearing on this. And remember, Combs is currently in detention at the Metropolitan Detention Center out in Brooklyn, New York, after being denied bail by other judges. The main issues keeping him locked away are that the courts have held that the prosecutors have shown that he is a danger on the outside, he's a potential flight risk. Most notably was evidence put forward that he had been improperly contacting victims and witnesses in this case. And as we discussed on previous sidebars, Sean Combs' counsel has denied all this. They have indicated that all of those conversations were not done with the intent to engage in witness tampering or obstruction. And even, at least they say, one witness had contacted Combs, not the other way around. Well, the government has come out with new evidence of its own to justify pretrial detention. And let me just read you this from the beginning of their brief. They say, while attempting to evade law enforcement monitoring, the defendant has, among other things, orchestrated social media campaigns that are, in his own words, aimed at tainting the jury pool, made efforts to publicly leak materials he views as helpful to his case, and contacted witnesses through third parties? What? And that's not even half of it.
Diddy's legal team is facing turmoil after his bail was denied for the third time, now with an added charge of witness tampering. Call records from the Metropolitan Detention Center, where Diddy is being held, show that he not only tried to contact witnesses directly, but also enlisted others outside to intervene on his behalf. During the bail hearing, the judge determined that Diddy poses a threat to both the public and the witnesses, making his legal battle even more complicated.
Right at the end of the day on Wednesday, it reads, the court has evaluated each of the factors that it must consider under the relevant law. 1, nature and circumstances of the offense charged. 2, weight of the evidence against the person. 3, history and characteristics of the person. And 4, nature and seriousness of the danger that would be posed by the person's release. And it also says that the court has also reviewed the information submitted by Combs and the government across all 3 bail hearings in this case. As you remember, Sean Combs was denied bail both by a magistrate judge and a district court judge. Judge Subramanian writes, the court finds that the government has shown by clear and convincing evidence, so that's the standard, that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of the community. In support of this finding, the court provides the following reason.
Diddy is reportedly desperate to secure his release from jail, knowing that once the witnesses in his indictment testify, his chances of freedom could be gone for good. A leaked document of his proposed bail package revealed that he was willing to pay $50 million just to be released. Despite submitting his and his family's passports to the court, suspicions that Diddy may have a secret second passport led the judge to deny his bail request, keeping him behind bars.
His team has said, we're going to put together the proposed bail package. A $50 million bond, co-signed by him, his mom, his sister, the mother of his oldest daughter, and his 3 adult sons. It's going to be secured by the equity in his property in Miami, Florida. Home detention, his passport will be surrendered. The government said that's insufficient. They said, look at the charges, look at the weight of the evidence that I just mentioned. They said they have allegations that he and his associates were trying to tamper with witness testimony last year so that they wouldn't cooperate with the government. What do you take away about who has the stronger argument in terms of bail?
Well, I think his counsel has done the best they possibly can. I think bringing him there voluntarily is very smart, starts them out on the right foot. But I think the last thing that you just mentioned, the interfering with witnesses.
That's the allegation, yeah.
Yeah, if that's true, or I should say, if there's real indicia that happened, I think that might tip the scales in favor of not letting him out pending trial, because I think, and you know this, I think judges take an extraordinarily dim view of that. and that might be the factor that tips the scale against him.
The decision to deny Diddy's bail and keep him in federal custody until May 2025, when his trial is scheduled, followed the discovery of a revealing call recording. The recording exposed what Diddy had been telling his son, providing key evidence that played a significant role in the court's ruling.
We made a bail appeal to Judge Carter. It did not go our way. The fight continues. We're not giving up by a long shot. I told Mr. Combs I'm going to try and get his case to trial as quickly as possible. I'm going to try and minimize the amount of time he spends in very, very difficult and I believe inhumane housing conditions in the special housing unit of the Metropolitan Detention Facility. And I'm going to do everything that I can to move his case as quickly as possible. I understand that the government has a great amount of electronic devices that they have to download and provide to me, but everything's on the government's timetable, nothing's on the defendant's timetable, and they're going to have to accommodate me and him and give us a quick trial, and I'm going to be pushing for that. He's ready, he's focused. He has been ready to defend this case since he first found out about this case. Nothing has changed from his perspective. I obviously would much prefer to fight this case with him out of jail, and we are going to try to bring that about through additional legal process. But wherever he is, his resolve is the same. He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent, and we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer.
The prosecution alleges that in the leaked call, Diddy was instructing his son to take care of witnesses, referring to them cryptically as pizza boxes. Additionally, Diddy reportedly alluded to incriminating recordings, which he referred to as plastic, further complicating his defense.
Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes. Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Yeah. Did Jay reach out yet? Nah, Bob. He ghosting. What the f is this motherfucker doing? These things sweet now because I'm in here. It's all good. You about to get out on bail. No. Hey, yo, check this out. Need you to reach out to the producer. Let these motherfuckers know there's a release date for that new Netflix movie. Alright, Pop. It's crazy right now. Everybody out there quiet as a motherfucker, huh? Yeah, exactly. We gonna let them have their little fun, but I'm still gonna have the last laugh. What about all these lawsuits, though, Pop? Ain't none of them getting shit. I ain't worth nothing. Ain't got shit in my name anyway. Don't even worry about it. Bunch of money hungry.
Diddy's desperation seems to stem from the mounting evidence against him, including incriminating recordings that reportedly show him in intimate relations with minors. Despite knowing his communications are monitored, he has allegedly attempted to contact witnesses, highlighting his panic. Adding to his troubles, 8 tapes have reportedly been handed over to the FBI by a close associate of his late ex-wife, Kim Porter. Alongside these tapes, an alleged document written by Kim Porter has surfaced, supposedly detailing Diddy's crimes.
And those statements include descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. So I asked him about that, and he answered what he could, given the limitations imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury. Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if they were. Right.
Sure.
Appear to
Let
be.
me rephrase it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appear to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were, all 8 were victimized,
Yeah,
meaning
victim.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it, what they was doing.
Diddy is reportedly making frantic efforts to keep these tapes hidden, allegedly reaching out to individuals he suspects might possess them in an attempt to silence them. In his desperation, Diddy is said to have paid other inmates to use their phone privileges, believing this would help him avoid being recorded. However, what he failed to realize is that all calls made from prison are legally wiretapped, as inmates have no reasonable expectation of privacy. As a result, Diddy's private conversations are not protected under the Fourth Amendment, further complicating his legal troubles.
My thing with Diddy is, why is he trying to get in contact with witnesses? He gotta know they recorded the calls, right?
My man, in order to you to think that you could get away with doing any kind of witness tampering in prison, you gotta probably be one of the smartest, dumbest persons, because they tape everything, bruh. Don't you know when he was using those other people's cards and they phone cards and everything like that, and they hear it, that person was like that. Hold up. That's supposed to be inmate 076. And Puff inmate number is 0666. Why is 0666 coming over on 0607? Why is Puff stuff coming over on his card? Hold up.
Even without the tapped calls, Diddy's downfall seems inevitable. The same tapes he allegedly used to silence his victims are now in FBI custody, freeing these individuals from his control. Multiple witnesses Diddy contacted are stepping forward, reporting his illegal calls to authorities. Some have also revealed that people close to Diddy have reached out, offering money in exchange for their silence. Allegedly, one minor was offered $100 million because they possessed the original tape of the infamous freak-off, adding even more gravity to the case.
And you right about Diddy's phone being tapped, because news came out that his former bandmate from Dirty Money, she called the other group member.
Said enough is enough.
Despite the judge's ruling denying Diddy's bail, his attorney has announced plans to try for bail again, with Diddy reportedly determined to continue pushing for his release. However, this strategy may backfire, as his focus should be on preparing for his trial rather than pursuing bail. Diddy has a history of allegedly threatening witnesses and attempting to manipulate them, with reports of his involvement in arson and even murder. Given these factors, the chances of Diddy being granted bail appear extremely slim.
He might get bail. Now you're wondering why I'm saying that. See, they are trying to use some of the things that happen to criminals all the time, or inmates all the time. They always, brother, they always do those impromptu searches. And in one of the cases, in this particular case, they said that when they did the impromptu search, well, they took some of his legal information, and the judge ordered them to give that back. So I guess the lawyers are going to come up with a couple of new things saying that he can't properly, have his case be properly, what do you call it when they client get they client and lawyer privileges. He can't properly do his case with, you understand, with them constantly going in the jail cells, searching him, taking his legal briefs, taking his information, and then probably using it against him. But I don't believe none of that to be true. I believe that they went in there just like they do all the other inmates based on the information they had. You gotta realize this, bro. They found out that Diddy was using other inmates' phone cards. Now that probably happens all the time. You understand? And he gotta be probably the smartest, dumbest person that I know, because he gotta know that those phone calls are being taped. So whatever his lawyers and them come up with, the prosecution's gonna come up with something else. So the judge is gonna wanna know, well, what did they do, when they found out he was in violation of some of this stuff that he was doing? Did they charge him with something new? Did they take some of his privileges away? What has happened in the interim of him doing this stuff that they alleged that he done? So it's gonna be a whole forestry of next week, because what they did was they held off whatever the procedures was gonna go down today. The judge say he gonna revisit this next week. So I guess, I don't know if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll find out what's going on, but it's gonna be something that I think it may shock the world.
The friends he have and nobody came out.
They brand. It's all about the money. They saw what he did to Cassie. With the kicking, the punching. They saw what they did to Cassie. They know that nobody in America liked that. So now, these people are represented by a brand. Whether it's something about the music, clothing, movies. They not gonna come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them. And they praying that they not on the tape doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. They praying. So until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. We got you on, hey buddy, we got you on this tape, and girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs. That's when they're gonna start talking. And they're not gonna be talking in his favor. When the feds come to them and show them what they got on tape, because if he had 250 tapes all over, 250 cameras all over the house, somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. It could be your favorite pastor. It could be your favorite politician. But they didn't think they was being watched. And Brother Love was watching.
Yeah, I mean, TD Jakes, he haven't even came out and said anything. And him and Diddy was real cool.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, man. And I know the people in the congregation over there is shaking in their boots, because this man then led them probably, allegedly probably led them to damnation, because those people's hearts are gonna be broken if that man is seen on those tapes doing anything. Because people always put their faith in the pastor instead of putting their faith in God. And what they need to do is understand that he's just a man. And he has a history. It's not looking too good for him.
So you feel like celebs are worried that they might be on tape?
Oh, they know. That's why they ain't speaking up or saying nothing. Yeah, I was at a Diddy party, but I know I ain't do nothing. When you don't know somebody's taping you, when you don't know that somebody is videoing you in some kind of form or fashion, you got that alcohol, you got the drugs in you, they're a little loose, bruh. They let down all their inhibitions. The music is pumping. He said it himself. He got it so hot in there that you gotta take your clothes off. He said that himself, bruh.